Hi, I'm Brooke Moeller, 18 years old in good old Gurnee, Illinois, and this is my life in a nutshell. 7 p.m., Gainesville, Florida, on September 5th, 2001, a little baby girl was born. Her name was Brooke Moeller. I was born to Lisa, but she's not my mom. I was put up for adoption before I was born, and with some luck and some love, I found the perfect family. They lived in Atlanta, Georgia, so we packed up the minivan and drove home. I loved it there. It was where I learned how to be a kid and had the best friends. Double sleepovers and trips to the beach filled summers and weekends. But when I was 4, we moved to Lake Villa, Illinois. Yay. No, it was good. I like it here for a couple reasons. But when we lived in Georgia, we owned a dune buggy, and my dad insisted we had to sell it because there was nowhere to drive it in Illinois. How about the giant field we have as a backyard? Yeah, I still give him a hard time about that one. But I wouldn't be where I am today without Lindenhurst, Lake Villa, Gurnee, whatever you want to call it. Speaking of I wouldn't be where I am today, there are a few people in particular that stand out. Rebecca Lynn, Becky, mom, best friend. If you've ever seen Gilmore Girls, you know what I mean when I say my mom is my best friend. She's the glue, and the rock, and the cleaning lady, and the cook, and the seamstress, and the doctor, and the appointment maker, and the appointment taker to her. She does everything for me and my brother and my dad. I could be more thankful for all she does for me. She goes with me to all of my auditions. She takes me to the doctor. She helps me with my homework. She finds me cute clothes, and she's always there to talk to. She's beautiful inside and out, and I love her with all my heart. Scott Robert, Scotty Moe, Scotch Tape, Dad. Yeah, I didn't give him those, but I'm thankful for him nonetheless. He's the reason I get to do all the things I get to do. He works so hard for my family, and we are all so appreciative of his dedication to us. He comes to all my performances, he's my personal cameraman, he's my ranting buddy, and he's the man who will send us into New York City with $30 and say, "Don't come back until it's gone." I love him. And lastly, to complete the little family that I have, is my brother Eric. He's about 2.5 years older than me, and we don't have much in common, but he's the best big brother, because he cheers me up when I need it, and he cheers me on in whatever I do. He believes in me, and I love him. I love my family. They have helped shape me into the independent, strong, stubborn, creative, picky eater I am today. Now, my friends, I have too many people that I love to name off, but I want to shout out a few. My best friend of 13 years and counting, Tabitha Martin. Her house is right next door to mine, prime best friend real estate. She's been my cheerleader, my sunshine, my mom, my teacher, my bandmate, my dance partner, and my rock. We fight over stupid stuff, and we choreograph Broadway musical numbers. We give each other advice, even though neither of us really know what we're talking about. Movie nights and fashion shows, playing school and house are just some of the highlights. From vacations to Mexico and being separated because she's off at college, I know she'll be with me through it all. Another person I want to shout out is my boyfriend Josh. We've been together since the October of my junior year. He's the sweetest, smartest, friendliest, goofiest person, and I am very thankful for him and his attention and his love, because I'm not easy, and he hasn't left yet. He's my biggest cheerleader. From flowers for every occasion to spending time with our families and friends, he's always there. I love him.
Baby, my heart could still fall less hard at 23. And I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe just the touch of a hand. Well, me, I fall in love with you every single day. And I just wanna tell you I am. So honey, now
One of the two main factors of who I am today is drama. And not like friend drama or boy drama, I mean theater. I started my performing career as an ice skater at the bright age of 5. I took classes and had lessons, and I got pretty good at it. I skated for 9 years. I competed in individual events, and then did all the ice shows and showcases at Ringside and the Iceplex in Kenosha. During middle school, I was up in Kenosha skating lessons before school 2 to 4 days a week. I had 2 coaches and all the love in the world for them and skating. Well, I did. And then I got bored. And I wasn't a fan of waking up, and I was getting really sick, which I'll come back to later. And I got to be too much, so the summer before my 8th grade year, I quit. But because of that, I was able to be part of the drama club and the speech team and vocal velocity and do all the shows at my high school. My freshman year, I joined drama with the one friend I had from middle school. I came from Milburn and Lindenhurst, so all of my friends were at Lakes. But we went to the first meeting and I auditioned for the fall shows, and I didn't make either one, which sucked. But I am still, working on my health, so it ended up being okay. Because I made the show choir vocal velocity, one of 3 freshmen. I got cast in the children's show Cinderella. I was one of the evil stepsisters. It was so much fun. And then the spring of my freshman year rolled around, and the musical was Legally Blonde. Oh my god, you guys. It was a blast. I got to play Serena, and if any of you saw it, well, you'd know it wasn't the most innocent role a freshman could have played. And since then, I've been in every fall show and spring musical, along with V2 and speech team. I've actually gone to state for speech twice, and hopefully a 3rd time this spring. My first year was sophomore year, and I was in a group event that won the sectional and placed 10th at state. And then last year, my partner Arturo was a senior, and we were in a duet category. We won our regional and our sectional and placed 8th in the state. Now this year, I'm the captain of the show choir, the president of the drama club, and the co-captain of the speech team. Being able to hold all of these amazing leadership roles has taught me how to work with people from all walks of life. When I was a freshman, I looked up to the seniors, and I just hope that I'm able to inspire the underclassmen, because ultimately I want to make a career out of the arts. The activities and the people that are involved in them, and the directors and the leaders have influenced me on and off the stage. I am pushed to be the best performer and the best person I can be. They make me want to try and do new things, like my junior year. The fall show was And Then They Came For Me, a Holocaust story. I played Anne Frank, and it was the scariest role I've played because it pushed my boundaries and my limits, but it was my favorite role and my favorite production I've been in. I'm very thankful for all of the arts department for helping me shape who I am today. So I mentioned earlier that I had gotten really sick and I'm still working on my health. Well, when I was in 8th grade, I got really sick. And not like I have a stomach ache. It was more of I couldn't get out of bed, couldn't eat, couldn't function. My whole body hurt. I was nauseous all the time. So much so, I carried a bucket around with me everywhere I went. This went on for months. I missed over 50 days of school and saw doctors of every specialty. Tests and hospital visits and a PHP program. Partial hospitalization. To help me find coping mechanisms for my anxiety, because there was no reason for all of my symptoms, so they decided it was in my head. But I knew something was wrong. I knew that something else was going on. We just hadn't found the answer yet. That year, I lost 30 pounds in 1 month and went from an outgoing teen to a shut-away, bedridden kid who was scared she wasn't going to live through what was happening to her. Doctor's appointments and medication and tests and aches and pains and weight loss. One day, I came across an old friend who had posted symptoms of a disease that she had, and that matched mine almost identically, so off to another doctor I went, but this time this one had answers. Along with the stomach pain, I was diagnosed with POTS. And no, I didn't say pot, I don't do drugs, POTS. Postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. Yeah, it took me about a week to learn how to say it. Now all of my psych friends will understand this. It basically means that my autonomic nervous system doesn't function like yours. There are a bunch of different things that are affected. All of the things in my body is supposed to do automatically, it has a hard time doing. My heart jumps 30 beats per minute when I go from sitting to standing. Blood pools in my joints and in my limbs. My feet, ankles, knees, and hands are the worst parts. My body is affected by the weather the same way someone with arthritis is affected. Bone and muscle aches and joint pain. My eyes can't dilate properly all the time, so I get really dizzy and lightheaded. It makes getting out of bed 10 times harder. I'm nauseous, I'm in pain, I'm uncomfortable. With the stomach pain and the dehydration and the irregular diet also comes anorexia and body dysmorphia. I've struggled with self-love and acceptance since middle school. I hate that I have to fight with myself on a daily basis about my calorie intake and what my legs or my arms or my face look like on a beauty perspective and on a comparison perspective. I've gotten better, but I'm working with all of the adults in my life, but it's a never-ending battle of, oh, she's cute, and why the hell did you take the last piece of pizza? One of the main reasons why it's such a prevalent issue in my life is because it's what I want to do with my future. I want to study acting in college to become an actress. I currently have 7 schools who have invited me to audition for their acting programs, and a couple I'm waiting to hear back from. My top choices are Chapman University in Orange, California, Pace University in New York City, and the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, all of which I'm auditioning for in January and February. I know it isn't the normal, straightforward career choice, but I know it's what I want to do. With the help of my agent, my plan is to get solid work over the summer and start building my professional resume. It's a lot of work and time, but it's so worth it.